this country is wasted. 90% of that food ends up in landfill. 25% of the municipal waste stream, what we manage at Emmet County, because we're responsible for all the trash that is generated in our community, must come through our facility, local policy, I'll talk about that in a minute. We know that 25% of the municipal waste stream is wasted food. So going from problem to solution in our community, because we control the waste stream, we can control the diversion opportunities within the waste stream. So when we think about wasted food in landfill and kind of follow the flow of food, whether it's produced or manufactured in our country, you may think that the majority of the food waste is coming from production on the farm or in production facilities, but it's not. You may think that it might be in the transportation of food from point of creation or farming to market. And in terms of the retail stores that market that produce or that food products, you might think that the majority of waste is happening there, but it's not. You might think that it might be happening on the commercial sector, in our restaurants, in our food service institutions, in our schools, and our businesses. But actually, the majority of food is not coming from that sector either. The majority of wasted food actually comes from our homes. $1,500 is what the average family spends on wasted food a year. Imagine that the 4 grocery bags, as you're walking into your home, the 4 grocery bags that you have in your hands, maybe from your weekly grocery shopping trip, depending on the size of your family, for every 4 bags of trash, or 4 bags of 4 bags of food that you are bringing into your home, you might as well throw away 1 bag in the trash on your way into the door. Because that's how much the average family wastes. 25% of the food that they purchase is going to waste. So what are we doing about that at Emmet County Recycling? We know that if 40% of the wasted food is coming from our residential sources, it is really up to us to look at the waste stream systematically, both from our residents and our businesses, and provide opportunities for source reduction. Reduce, reuse, and recycling is in a row, just in those 3, because that is the highest and best use. The food that is not ever wasted is the best food. The kilowatt hour that is never generated, that is saved, is also kind of that best and highest use. So we use the EPA's pyramid. They have a food waste hierarchy pyramid, inverted triangle, right? Well, I had a chalkboard. I was not expecting this. The top of the EPA's food waste reduction pyramid is source reduction. So what does that mean? For our residences in Emmet County, we are providing them with a really nice kitchen caddy to start collecting their food scraps. Look at the kind of waste that you're generating. In addition to that kitchen caddy that we got, also somebody mentioned, Lynn, I think you mentioned the community foundation, the Petoskey Harbor Springs Area Community Foundation, funded our Give All Food a Future campaign in 2017, and we provided kitchen caddies with helpful tips on how to waste food. There are several great websites through the EPA and nonprofit organizations in the United States that are just encouraging residents to be very careful and thoughtful about when they go shopping, and that crisper drawer in your refrigerator, that's where good food goes to die. So if you're out at the farmer's market and you want to buy that fresh kale, that fresh collard greens, they look beautiful, but unless you have an intention and a recipe for that piece of food and you know what you're going to do, chances are it might get a little weepy and wilty in that drawer. So these are some of the tips that we're helping to provide our residents in the Give All Food a Future campaign to really address the highest and best use, which is source reduction. The next best place for food waste, or the potential to reduce food waste, is to feed humans. So we are partnering with all of our food banks in our area, MATA Food Project, our Friendship on Aging, our Friendship Center Council on Aging, they're the folks that do meals for elders on a daily basis. They are also providing Meals on Wheels, so what doesn't sell or they provide for that lunch that day gets frozen and then goes into the Meals for Wheels program the next day. So reducing food waste by feeding humans. The next source in there would be feeding animals. So we have several examples of businesses like American Spoon Foods, for example. One year, oh my goodness gracious. Americans food, all of their food waste. And instead of going to composting, which is actually way down here before landfill, they are sending food, rhubarb by the 50-gallon barrels and strawberry mash to animals and pig farms locally. Grocery stores are also doing this. Grocery stores are also producing and food rescue with food banks and other things of that nature. So addressing the waste rate. In 2018, Emmet County Recycling reached 1 million pounds of food waste saved from landfill. That was from our pilot start in 2015 to 2018. So lots of great examples. In the absence of state and federal policy that helps incentivize recycling and food waste reduction, we are creating our own ordinances and pilot programs to execute those, because we know that it's really up to us to arm our citizens and our community with the tools to prevent climate change. When food waste goes into a landfill, it creates methane, a huge contributor to climate change. When food waste goes to compost, which is what we're doing at Emmet County Recycling, that compost goes in our farms. Mijuang is a great example. A lot of other farms in our area are using our finished compost product. It actually sequesters carbon. So how we handle food and how we handle food waste will really be reflective on how, what kind of contribution we're giving or what we're doing to give small things for people to do to create climate change and change in the communities. It's coming.